Hey, how's it going? This is the review of the Trek 730FX. Trek actually still makes the FX series. This is just kind of showcasing the fact that they've made this bike pretty much unchanged over the course of, I want to say about 10 years or so. I think this one's about a 2007, 2008. Could be a little older. But as you can see, it's still pretty much a commuter bike. A lot of people are turning them into gravel bikes and things like that, cyclocross, other things. It's not the lightest bike ever, but then again, I do have the book rack on it and the bigger seat and the mountain bike bars and such like that. But the interesting thing about these older ones that you can get these pretty cheap. I picked this up at a yard sale for about 20 bucks, and though it has the V brakes and not the carbon fork like the modern ones, it still has some pretty good parts. It's got a Dior derailleur, and then it also has Alex rims and Bont Ranger tires. It's also got a Bont Ranger stem on it, and crowbar bars from Bont Ranger as well. Yeah, it's not the greatest bike, but for what you're looking for one of these, just as a commuter or as a light gravel bike, they're really great. And aside from spending, several $100s at a bike store, it may be worth looking for one of these on your local Craigslist. So this is just something I picked up, and I live near a rail trail system, and it's not really finished in our neck of the woods, but the neighboring towns have their sections all squared away, and it starts off as crushed stone and crushed gravel, and then eventually works its way into pavement. So as you can imagine, a bike like this can handle the rough sections fairly well. Not as well as a mountain bike per se, but it can definitely handle the packed gravel as well as the tarred stuff really well. Alrighty, well, we'll check it out a little bit more up close, and this is the opposite side. And like I said, I picked it up and it didn't need anything at all. It just needed the front tire thrown right on, which is the quick release, and it just needed some air in the front tire. Essentially, I could have ridden this home. It was only a couple miles up the road from my house. One of the neighboring towns is a little bit better off than the surrounding areas, and they tend to just toss out the most perfect running objects you can imagine. So a bike like this really wasn't much of a surprise to me, but maybe a surprise to some of the viewers out there as to think like, wow, did he really buy this for $20? And yes, I did. Just riding out of the driveway, go for a short little ride. It's very effortless right now. The low gears, you can climb hills really easily for all those roads or short trails that access your rail trail perhaps, but any of the steep should be good. Not so much like a mountain bike, of course, but like any other commuter. And obviously, it's got the finger trigger shifters. Of course, the brakes work good. Just one-handed, probably lock up the tires with me on. Let's see if it will. For V-brakes, that's pretty good. I have no problem doing an endo on this with the front brakes. So, even though the new ones come with disc brakes in the higher line models, the normal FX is still with V-brakes to this day. Alright, and that was the short ride. So if anybody's looking for like a good candidate for a gravel bike, or just looking for a good commuter that can take some rough terrain as far as commuter bikes go, check out some of the older lines of the FX series. This one's a 7300. I believe they had 5000 series at some points. It seems like they've made them for quite a few years, but just look into it and check a few out if you can. Don't shy away from the potential here. Alright folks, take care.